Welcome everybody to RWB Racing. Here with my host Cody. You there, my friend?
I am here, Chris. How are you?
I'm so great. How are you?
Oh, doing good, bud.
Awesome. Well, this is our I don't know how many times you and I have done this together, but what is interesting is this is our first time on 12 ounce sports. So how awesome is that?
It's wonderful. I think it's not many people get that opportunity to stream to a platform like that. So, I mean, me personally, I am very grateful for 12 ounce to allow us to stream to their platform or website.
Yep. Nope, it's going to be awesome. So, for those of you that don't know RWB, uh, give us a minute to introduce ourselves. We're also trying to do a lot of technical things here in the backside here to bring you guys a great show. Um, First off, I want to say a big shout out to our sponsor, Detailing Group Incorporated. They're out of California, a steel detailing organization. They're sponsoring our Super Formula series this year or this season. So a big shout out to them. If you want to know more about them, you can go to their website, detailinggroup.com. Um, so, any case, let me do a couple of things on the back end of my stuff here, so I can make sure all of my stuff looks good. Let's bring up the track so everybody can kind of see what's going on here. And I will see, is anybody out? Oh, you're out. You're out on the track.
Yep, I am
Oh,
out. I am out.
awesome. All right. So, we have got a bunch of laps to run. Those of you out there watching us on our YouTube channel, RWB Racing, or following us on Twitter, or watching us on Facebook, feel free to pop us a message. We might even be able to get you up, message up on the screen here. I know Cody here is going to be monitoring that. Probably not right now while he's doing 200 miles an hour on a racetrack, but
Yeah, don't text and drive, folks.
yeah. Hey, why don't you do me a favor, Cody, and while I get some stuff together here on my end, and tell people about the track and what you're going on right now. How's it going?
Alright, so right now, this is not the car I'm going to be using for this season. What I've done here, I've made our own little RWB livery. Gorgeous looking car in my opinion, but, you know, that's totally not being biased or anything. But, so, I'm getting ready to approach the front straight here. And I'm going to be setting a hot lap. Now, this track is very technical. It's got kind of a dance to it, you know, when you go through these curves, because you sit here. Let me pass Mex here, but I mean it's almost like you're in one constant motion with the turns. You know, it's not no stop and then turn and then go. It's a lot of these corners here are very continuous. I just messed this one up. But the great thing about this track is it's going to create a lot of opportunities to overtake your opponents. And as far as, you know, from what I've seen in times, the times are actually pretty close so far. Now, that was back on Sunday or Saturday when I was on here pretty much all day. Fastest I've seen was about a 127.3. And I've seen some as low as about 130 or 131. But I know people have been training very hard and putting in the hours to to lower their times. So I imagine this field is going to be tight, and especially with the talent that we've got, competition is going to get fierce, and there is an incentive to this season of Super Formula. And by the way,
Indeed.
folks, this is our 4th season of SF.
And you know what?
So we've been
You've been in every season, correct?
I have
Yep.
been
This will
there
be the
since the
first one
very
I'm missing.
beginning.
But I get to
Yes,
see it
but it's
from
for a
I
good
get to see it
cause.
from here, so that's all good. Well, let me go over the oh, you know what? Are we live on Facebook? Is there anybody out on Facebook
We
land
are.
seeing this? Okay,
We
perfect.
are.
The our sponsor detailing group guy is looking on Facebook to try to find us. So if you're listening out there, Mr. Detailing Group, you can go to the RWB facebook.com/RWB Racing, and that is the Facebook page that this will be coming on. So anyway, all right. So let me tell you guys a little bit about this series while you're watching these guys drive around. I'm gonna take a look at some of the other drivers. Here's Jack driving around on the track. We'll give Jack some love. And folks, be patient with me. I'm running 5 different screens and a lot of different things to make this look as good as it does. So be patient with me. Um, so a little bit about this, and like I said, thanks again, 12 Ounce Sports, for taking an opportunity to put us out there and letting all these other people see what it is we do at RWB Racing. Um, we'll talk more about RWB as we go through these practice sessions. Um, but like I said, our social media stuff is there at the bottom of the screen, so you can find us in all kinds of places. But I want to talk about the series. So, like Cody was saying, this is our 4th season now, and the first one was the Lamplighter, which had like some very basic racing, and at each season it's just gotten a little bit more complex and a little bit more challenging for the drivers. And this is by far the most challenging one because now these drivers are doing actually 2 races in one night on 2 separate tracks, so they have to get all their stuff in order, like be able to adapt. But what we're going to be doing tonight is doing some practice races, and maybe we'll do one here in just a second. We're going to be doing a qualifying on Friday, just a couple of days. That will set the grid for the first race, which will happen the following Friday night, and we will be streaming that here on 12 Ounce Sports and on RWB's channels as normal. But this race is a little unique. First, they're half the distance they were last season, but there's 2 races. There are tire requirements, so they must run the soft tires and they must run the hard tires, 5 laps each, sometime during the session. So they could choose other tires, run them longer. They could run them in 2 different stints. I don't care as long as they pull them out 5 laps each, right? So there's a lot going on here. Most of the races they should be okay on fuel. I think the only one they might have to take some fuel on is when we get to Spa, because it's a much longer track. So we'll see how that works out. And also new this year, we have our first official sponsor with Detailing Group. So once again, thank you, Detailing Group. The guy that owns the company there, his name is David Ball. I know him personally. I've known him his entire life. He is a family member of mine. He's my brother, and he has been an avid lover of racing for forever. I still remember us taking cars and driving them sideways on the streets on the way to school. So, always been a car guy. So we want to thank him. And with that comes a unique thing with this group, and that is this season, at the end of the championship, the top 3 drivers are going to receive 50 cents for every point they've earned. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but we're not Formula One or FIA, so we don't have a lot of money, right? But and then the next places 4 through 7 will receive 25 cents, and then the constructor series championship, which is the team championship, will receive $40 to split between the two teams. So I'm gonna do a quick check to make sure everyone is still hearing me. Cupcake, are you still there?
Roger.
Roger. All right, perfect. So there are teams here. So we have 7 teams. And I'm going to tell you more about it while we're doing some of these races. So I'm going to send out a little message blast to here that we're going to be starting soon. So let's see, I'm going to do this here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 laps. So folks, if you just bear with me, I think I had it set for 5 laps already on the practice. So we should be able to start it right now. We're going to do 5 laps. So let me just put that down. And I'm just letting the other drivers know what's going on. Things are a little different with esports, folks.
And while you're typing here, I'm going to read some comments.
Okay.
So Aaron Corti and Keith Dickens are both saying hello to us. So hello, glad to have you guys on the stream. And then you may recognize this name, Chris. Nick Shannon McLeod saying good luck to all the new racers. Yes.
That was my teammate from last season.
It was. And unfortunately, he's not going to be joining us for this season of SF. But let me tell you, he was a heck of a racer last season. I mean, he gave everybody a run for their money.
Yep, he sure was. Let me get this race started really quick, so people can get some action going. So just this is a video game, folks. So it does take us a little setup to get things started and going. So just be patient there while we get this thing going. All right, we've got 7 cars in practice today.
Yep.
So we just got to wait for the lights to go. Here we go. All right, so we're going to focus here on our first place driver, Jack. RWB Jack. So
shall I start off this commentary?
Yeah, get on it.
Yeah, we will get on it. So we got Jack, Grasso, Quad Maze, Supermax, Kitch, Joey, and Big Red all lining up here on the grid. Engines are revving, lights are turning green, and we're off. Jack getting a wonderful start, as well as V Grasso. But look at that, Joey Cannoli coming out of nowhere, already gained about, I'd say about 1 or 2 positions. Jack is going on the inside, Grasso on the outside. Jack is going to keep the lead. Kitchuation, Supermax, and Joey, as well as Big Red, they are all fighting for 3rd place. So we got 2 separate battles here between Grasso and Jack. Grasso is just kind of tailing Jack here at the moment, trying to predict his move. We got somebody in the dirt, and that is going to be Kwame.
Oh no! That's a deadly turn right there too.
That is a very bad turn. If you take it wrong or you take it too wide, you're done. You might as well start building sandcastles.
Yep.
So taking a look here, Jack has now accrued about.
And someone else just went off the track. It looks like Supermex ate it in the corner too.
That is not what I wanted to see. But he's alright, he's good. Kitchuation, meanwhile, overtakes Grasso for 2nd place. What a move.
Don't count Grasso out. He was on fire last season.
He was. He had a slow start in the beginning, you know, considering he was new to the group, new to these kinds of cars. But let me tell you, I mean, towards the end of the season, he was getting it. Constant top 5 finishes, constant podium finishes. I think he won a couple as well. And Supermax going into the pits looked like he was trying to test out the hard tires. So I think he's going to go into full attack on softs. No. Nope, gonna stay on hards. Jack, meanwhile, he's showing everybody how it's done.
He is. Now I see that Big Red is, and I'm just going to bring him up in our little bottom window here. He's trying to chase
Yeah.
down our fourth place driver. So there's this nice little battle for fourth happening here while we watch Jack to continuing to open a little bit of a gap there. I'm going to tell you a little bit about so Jack, yourself, and a couple other drivers. They were setting some blistering practice times this week. I've been holding open practice lobbies all week, and they've been coming in just really getting this track figured out. So it's been fun to kind of watch that. Let's go to a different view here of Big Red as he's following Joey Canoli around the track. Those of you that don't follow esports much, almost all the drivers have nicknames that they go by and player names. Oh, look at this. This Situation is making a move. Let's get there, and he's making the pass.
Yeah, no. Let's not call it just yet. They're getting ready to go into turn one side by side, but now we could call it. Situation takes the lead.
Yep. Now, it looks like going under the bridge here, Kitchen's already pulled some time on Jack already. Now, maybe these guys are just working together to try to give everybody a little bit of a view. Let's see. I mean, it is a practice. Oh, look who's showing up to the party. It's Vinny. Vinny is showing up to this party.
Yep.
Let's take a look at Vinny here.
You never, ever count Vinny out. Never.
So they're on lap.
It's a shame. I'm looking at his livery, and he used to have a really nice Ferrari livery. I nicknamed it the Red Cow last season.
That's right, the red and white one. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now he's got a very dope looking livery, but I'm gonna miss that Red Cow.
As they bumpity bump around the track, so coming across to complete lap 3, Situation, Jack, and Vinny, still all very close, especially with slipstream and overtake, and it looks like Situation is on his overtake to kind of keep that gap.
Yeah, but Joey Canoli's not going to have any of it. I mean, he just set a fastest lap of 127.2. So
yeah,
let's keep an eye on him. You know, within the last couple laps here, lap and a half.
We're riding on board with him actually in the mini cam. So we got the cockpit view of Joey while he's trying to track down these top 3 drivers, who are all so close, and I just keep seeing that little pink BWT car popping into the picture every so often in the corners. There's a lot of interesting things going on with the series this year with the drivers and teams and whatnot. And when this race is over, we'll take a few minutes and go over some of that. But many of these drivers have just moved around teams this season and are on all brand new teams. Some of them have stayed, some of them have moved. We'll go over some of that here as they're getting ready they're going through the final chicane here. Probably the most technical and trickiest part on this whole course, and where most time is lost. Oh, look at this. Jack is making his move. Now, Jack has all the overtake because Situation has used it all up. So Jack now back to first. But look at Joey. Right there, Joey is right on top of Vinny now. Whew, this is fun, and this is only 5 laps. They're on the last one, so we'll see how this plays out. The Situation he's not giving up, and he sees this bright red and bright pink cars behind him. He's got no overtake left, so he has just got to try to get this car around the track before anything else goes wrong. Oh, Joey goes right out on the apron like he should. It looks like, wow, he closed all the way up on Vinny right there in the Barcelona curve. The last few
Oh
corners,
man,
guys. This is where he's got to
yep.
try to make it stick.
Look at that. They are between fourth and first. There's about a 2.5 second gap,
Yep. Here's the
and it
spot,
looks
Joey.
like we
On
got
the over.
ourselves
Oh, look
a
at this.
convoy.
Go. Joey's on his overtake. Can he make it happen?
What's he gonna do?
What's
What's
he
he
gonna
gonna do?
do?
Ah,
Nope, he
nope.
doesn't quite make it. Ah,
Oh,
so
darn.
close. That would have been great. Well, that's a fun little practice race. Well, we let
That
everybody go
is.
across the line there. Um,
Yep.
I wanna.
Now,
Oh, go ahead.
I did receive a comment here from um G-Bub. Said, dude, no G-Bub? Well, G-Bub, come on in. This is a practice lobby, so we're going to be running laps here until about 9:30, maybe even longer, who knows. So just
Well,
hop
what's
in,
interesting
do some
is
racing.
G-Bub is one of our racers.
He is.
He's on Team Ferrari. So get on in here, son. There's a practice lobby waiting for you. So, let's talk about some cool stuff. First of all, um, our champion from last season's Super Formula Series goes by the name of RWB Cupcake. That's you, bro.
That
So
is.
all of us are in the presence of a champion of our last season's Super Formula. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, it's no problem. I'm a racer during the day and commentator by night, or during the night.
There you go.
So,
So what's interesting is the season's a little bit different. What's your take on this season as opposed to last?
this season is gonna be intense. I mean, last season felt more of like an endurance because you had 20 races in a span of almost a year. I mean, we started what, March and didn't end till November. So it tested racers' stamina, and this season it's only 4 weeks, but it's 8 races. People have to adapt to two different tracks a night. And I'll be
Right.
honest with you, my personal take on it is I love it. I love to adapt to different tracks, and it's gonna be a wild ride for sure.
Yeah, and you've got some pretty stiff competition out on the track right now. So,
Oh my
with the
gosh.
with the points being very smaller too this season by just a few
Yeah.
points, and the gaps being a little less, you're gonna have to make every position count to bring home the championship this year. So, good luck to you. Um,
Yeah, thank you. And we do have some stiff competition, not only from RWB but from a couple other individuals that are they're in the group, but they're not like a team member.
right.
So I mean, I do want to give a shout out to Ando, our friend from the land down under.
Oh yeah, Ando, right.
He is a heck of a racer. He's part of the Gridline Racing team over in Australia,
Hey,
and they
did you know he's a dairy farmer?
I did not.
I learned that just the other night. I was talking to him, and his whole internet connection and all the stuff that he does is over tethering to a cell phone, and that's how he's done it for years. If you can believe that, isn't that
Wow,
crazy?
that's awesome.
It is
But I
awesome.
mean, racing with him though, it's always fun when he's in a lobby because he'll kick it and he'll battle, and it just gets good. I love it.
Yep. So we're gonna. I think what we'll do is we're gonna do one more five lapper. Do you want to get in on that one? I bet you do. Come
Uh,
on, you know you want to get in there
I can, I can.
because what I'm trying. Oh, it looks like Jay Cota has arrived, so that's the other BWT teammate. So maybe I'll take a minute here. And folks, this practice is a little out of the ordinary for our streaming. So when it comes to the race time, we'll be a little bit more organized. Right now, we're just kind of getting some practice time in there. taking
Yep.
advantage of the fact that 12 ounce would love to have some more esports stuff. So again, thanks for that. And those of you watching on their channel, I think their partner is Amazon. So check out 12 ounces site. I think they have a coupon code or something like that. Um,
Yeah, they've got a coupon code for that and Zingo TV, which is a
that's right.
streaming service which we're actually on right now.
We are.
Yep.
So let me while we get yourself, yeah, well, let's do a reverse grid. That will be a good idea. So let me do this
Yes.
while everyone is just kind of sitting like on the stream. Let me do this.
Yep.
I don't
While
have
you do
anything
that,
up
I'm
on,
gonna see if some comments
yeah,
came
I don't have
in
anything.
or
I don't have
anything.
anything up on the screen while we're trying to get stuff together. Let me pull this stuff back up here. So we're gonna do a reverse grid. So now we're gonna start another 5 lap race. This time, whoever won the last race is gonna start in reverse, and whoever lost is gonna start at the front. So now the people at the back have to try to make their way to the front. So that'll be fun. Um, Also, I want to take a little time to go over some kind of cool stuff that's happened. First of all, something that's a little different this season is Team Williams, which you were on, Cody, last season, is not represented in this season this year. Uh, that team has been replaced by Renault. So the teams that are racing is going to be BWT, and if it sounds familiar, folks, we've geared this entire thing around F1. We're just not using F1 cars, but it's
Yes.
BWT, Red Bull, Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, Mercedes, Haas, and Renault. And so that's where we're at now on Team BWT, which is those bright pink cars that you see on the street. Let's see if anybody's out there practicing, and I can get a good look at.
It looks like Joey Cannoli is and Jay Coda.
Yep, there we go. So there's Jay Coda's car, and so these are the BWT cars. Um, uh, they won the Constructor Series championship last season. Jay Coda was not on that team. There was a guy by the name of Vasco Francisco that was on that team with Joey Cannoli. Joey Cannoli has got the luck of the draw, and BWT kept him on the season, so that's pretty great. So he's back to give another shot at the championship. And Jay Coda, a new driver to RWB's Super Formula Series. So, I mean, for lack of a better term, a rookie to our series. So we'll see how he does. The next team that we have is Red Bull. Quaime here, he is new to the SF series. And he's just gonna try to do what he can to make things work. Where's his teammate Jack? There he is. There's the other Red Bull. Jack was on Red Bull last season, and he gets to remain, so he keeps his seat. His teammate, however, is J Rod, and is he here? I don't see him. He's not on? He's not in the room right now, so
Yeah,
he
he
may
is
not
not
have
in the
been able to
room.
make it. Well, his teammate J Rod moved to Renault. So, that's to become the primary driver at Renault. And Ando, who you mentioned earlier, is his teammate on Renault. Vinny gets to keep his seat at Ferrari, where he was last season. And did he have 2 wins last season, or was it just one? I forget.
Who's that?
Grasso, Vinny.
I think he had two.
Yeah, I think he had 2 as well. And he's bringing with him a rookie to the SF series. Let's see, where is Vinny? He's got to be out on this track somewhere. There he is. He's coming out of the pits right now. So he was on Team Ferrari last week, and G-Bub, which is not in the room right now, is his teammate in Ferrari. So he's another driver making a debut there. I don't see anybody from Alfa Romeo here right now. Both team members are MIA, so maybe they'll show up a little bit later. We'll see how that goes. Let's see, and then here's Kitchuation on Team Mercedes. He was your teammate last season.
He was, and he is a tuning genius.
Yep, he is. You know what? He's kind of like a real life George Russell. If any of you follow Formula One, a couple races before the end of Formula One this year, George Russell, who was on Team Williams, stepped up and filled in for Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes car and was doing awesome. And until the pit crew screwed up everything for him. But now you've got a Williams driver in Situation moving up just like he did to try his hand at a Mercedes. So we'll see how that goes for him. And
Yeah.
his guy is right here, Big Red, who's currently parked in the Barcelona curve. He's just trying to keep the tires, nice and cool, I guess. Big Red is another rookie to the Super Formula Series with us, so he is out there. And then there's, of course, you, our champion that was also on Williams, has moved to Team Haas. Are you out on the track? Let me go find your car. Where's your car? There you
I
are.
am.
There you are. So, Team Haas has you, and you've got a guy by the name of Supermix, which is right here in matching liveries. I like that. Those cars look awesome. Well, mostly matching. There's some minor differences, but you and Supermax on the same team, that ought to be fun. So that's the current champion, and Supermax is going to take seat number 2 there. You guys are the team to watch, that's for sure. No pressure. So that's all.
It's funny people say that, but they need to realize there's going to be another team that's going to be just as fierce, and that's going to be Renault.
Yes, absolutely. Looking at just at practice, I'll tell you that BWT, Haas, Renault, Mercedes are all going to be great teams. I haven't got to see much. I do know that on Alpha, one of the drivers named Trology is actually my son, and he's going to be running a tribute livery of my stuff from Team Alpha, which I was on last season. His teammate, I just call him NX because it's a bunch of just letters, and I don't know what they mean yet, but he was laying down. He almost dropped a 136 in practice yesterday.
You mean 126?
So, yeah, or 126. Yeah, he was right there. He was running 127s just like you and Jack and a few others. So there's some really fast drivers out there. So it's gonna be really interesting. All right, let's see. Let's get this thing going. It looks like is everybody? Let me just make sure everybody's in. All right, are you ready to go? I'm gonna just let everybody know. Here we go. All right, folks. We're gonna do another 5 laps. This time it's gonna be in reverse, and let's get it started. I'll probably do most of the talking here since our boy Cody here is gonna be driving. And remember, he goes by the handle RWB Cupcake on Team Haas. Will be in that one of those red cars. All right, let's see. All the cars are loading up on the track. Let's wait until I can get in there. Still loading up, folks.
Hey, driver rating gang, represent.
There we go. All right. All right. Oh, look who's running up front. That's you. All right.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. I'm going to get... for some reason, I cannot seem to get into there. Spectating. All right. Woohoo! Getting her done. So Situation and Vinny and Jay Cotto. Vinny goes a little bit wide. Looks like, off the track Vinny goes. That is going to cost him. And it looks like Situation is all over Jack. That sounds familiar. Oh, and off goes Kwame in turn 4. You've got a gaggle of cars hunting you down, my friend.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Jack almost loses it. He saves it some. Oh, he's struggling. Oh, his car's everywhere. Oh, and he almost takes out the Mercedes of Situation. Jay Cota now is hanging out back there. Let's see. So look at that. Haas 1-2 right now. But you got a Mercedes, a BWT, and a Red Bull, all looking to come take that from you. So. Yes, folks, it's hard to see all the action all at once in these races. So be patient with me while I work it all out. My stuff is acting funny, so I apologize for that. Alright, well, my other camera died on me. I will sort that one out later, and let's just say here, so up front, we've got Cupcake's got a 2.5 second gap already on his teammate. Supermech's about a 1.5 second gap to third place. And Big Red's up to third. Joey Cannoli is not far behind, only just about a second. So the cars have pretty well stretched out through the top 5. I love that Petronas livery. That looks nice, and those Haas cars look beautiful. How you feeling out there, my friend? Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm in the zone.
I can tell you're not saying things.
Well, you know, it's not as bad as me being angry.
That's true. 127.2. That is the fastest lap time I have seen on this track thus far. No, well, in a race. In practice, I've seen it, but that's the fastest lap time in a race. Nice job. All right, so it looks like we don't have a lot going on. Let's find some battles. Looks like Kitchuation is still just kind of hanging out back there behind Jack. All the cars are pretty well spread out. Looks like everyone's just trying not to die. One of the things about the Series 2 is the cars have what's called heavy damage. For those of you that aren't familiar with e-racing. So if these cars get any damage to the engine or the wing or the tire, the suspension or anything like that, it won't repair itself. In order to get that fixed, they're going to have to go into the pits to get it repaired. They're going to be going into the pits plenty of times during the course of all of this. So, oh, I got my camera back. All right. Oh. Right as Kwame is heading off this track. All right, so let's see. Let's take a look here. Let's ride on board with. Joey Cannoli looks like a good one to ride on board with because he's right there, right behind the Mercedes of Big Red. And look at those. This battle for second is not over by a long shot with a lap and 2/3 to go. Joey Cannoli only 3/10 back from Big Red, so he has got what he needs. He's right there. His tires are in great shape. Everybody's is. Let's see if Joey Cannoli can do something with this. Granted, Big Red's also thinking I could do something with this Super Mex Haas character in front of me. Oh, Big Red goes really wide. He might get a penalty on that one. I don't think he got all 4 wheels. Nope, he survived that one. Wow, look at these 4. You could throw a blanket over all 4 of these cars. They're so close to each other. Okay, so Supermex is bleeding off his penalty that he got. Look at this. All together, folks. Look at this. It's going to be a train down the front stretch. See those little blinking lights on the backs of the cars? that means that they're using their overtake. Their overtake is basically with these cars is kind of like DRS for Formula One, except it's more like nitrous oxide. And Joey looking inside. Oh, that was close. Jack gets by him and slams the door on him. Jack is coming. He is looking for that spot. But Joey says, I'm not done yet. Let's see, but Joey's got some competition too. So he's not out of the woods yet. All right, so let's see. Going up here to the front is my co-commentator, who's quietly racing his car, listening to the words that I'm saying, and just in the zone. 7 seconds ahead. Look at that. That's awesome. Big Red all the way up to the bumper of Supermex, and this is the last set of corners that he has a chance to pull that second place spot. He also has to make sure he doesn't lose that third place podium spot. And Cupcake comes across the line for the win in this practice session.
Dang,
and, oh,
almost hit a 126.
Supermex gets a little sideways, but they're going to come out of here with no problems. So that was a fun race. All right, Jay Cota coming around. I think he went off the track a little earlier, but
I think he did.
What was your fastest time there? I'm gonna take a look.
127.125.
Wow! Now, did you use any overtake during that?
I absolutely did.
Okay. I was gonna say, you're gonna have to. I don't know that you could do that if that's humanly possible without a little overtake or slipstream, but a nice job, man. That's a fast lap. 127.1. Woo! So, folks, that's 2 practice races. I think we have about 45 minutes of broadcast time left. We could probably do a race, or we could switch to a different track and do a couple Red Bull runs.
Well, let's let the racers decide.
All right, let me. Let's tell you what. You wanna pound out a message to them, and I'll do a little. I'll do a little work here on the back end. So There's our results there. Let's see. Oh, yes, everyone gets to see the great victory flag. Bum, bum, ba, ba. Look at that, holding the trophy. Nice pole, fastest lap, clean race. Congratulations, man. That was pretty great. That was a good clean race.
All right.
So anyway, while you're talking with all of those folks, this Friday we're going to be holding qualifying. So I'm going to explain how qualifying works while you're messing around with everybody. What's going to happen on Friday night from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be opening up a track, and drivers are going to be showing up. We'll be doing some interviews with them too. You'll get to hear their voices and talk with them and such. What's going to happen is that they get to come out on the track. Everyone's going to be in the same car, obviously. Everyone's going to be on the same tires. But the way, with video game wizardry, we can actually set it up so the cars won't spend any fuel and their tires won't wear out. So basically, the 3 laps that they have, which is an out lap, which won't count towards their time, and then 2 hot laps, their tires and fuel will be the exact same through all of it. So everyone has the exact same advantage. The only difference will be the tuning that they've done to their cars. The suspension, the transmission, toe angle, shocks, and all that kind of stuff. They're going to get to come out and do what's called an out lap. So they'll come out of the pits and they'll race around the track. When they come across the start-finish line, they will have 2 laps to set their fastest time. That will set the grid for our first race, which is here at Barcelona, and that will set the time. Every race after that will actually have the grid set based on the fastest lap times of each driver in the previous race. So after this Barcelona race, I will go through and look at the replay and see what is the fastest lap times each of the drivers had. That will set the grid by fastest to slowest on the next race. So that adds a whole nother level of strategy for these drivers. Let's say they have they just they get involved in an accident or whatever, and they're like, well, I'm not gonna be able to win this race, but maybe I go in when I have a low tank of fuel, throw on some soft tires, and get out there and run the fastest lap I possibly can, so I can start better on the next race. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Um. Anyway, what are they saying, my friend? Are they
I'm not getting a lot of responses, so I'm just waiting on a couple more people to chime in.
okay? Yep, I see the responses there on the screen. So, in any case, let's see. Let's check the social media feed while you're doing that. Looks like G-Bub should be here in a little bit, so he might be on here momentarily. Let's see. We've got 7, 8, 9 drivers in the lobby, so that's not bad. That's almost all of them. So, take a minute just to say, folks, those of you that are watching, if you're into esports, um, then you probably know the same things that both Cody and I have noticed, especially through the pandemic. What a blessing it is to have a group of people, and I have to say, from the bottom of my heart, the RWB guys, I love them all. I mean, I don't know about you, Cody, but I don't know how I would have made it being stuck at home, going through all of this stuff of the pandemic without having some guys to hang out with, race with, chat with, talk with, goof around with. The camaraderie is great. Um, I really don't know how anybody could get through all of this without having help. I mean, I know some people are struggling, um, and some significantly more than others. As a matter of fact, I just heard in the last day or so, unfortunately, a driver in another league felt like he couldn't make it anymore, and he's no longer with us. And it's really sad that there's
It
so
is.
many people out there struggling with that right now. And so it's nice for me, and I'm not saying I'm struggling that way. I'm just saying that it's nice that we have an outlet where we can talk with other people and be good friends. So if you're looking for some camaraderie like that, you're looking for a good group of guys that will teach you how to drive and have fun and hang out with, come visit us. RWBRacing.com is our website. The links to all
Yep.
of our social media accounts are there. We have a private Facebook group. You can apply there, answer the questions that we lay out there, and you can come drive with us and come hang out with us. We'd love to have you.
Yep. Yep. And I do wanna mention here our times we do run Eastern and Central Coast. Um, Chris was saying how during the pandemic, I mean, this league has helped a lot of people. It's helped me out. I've been able to talk to people about, some things outside of racing, and we all are just in full communication with each other, and it's great. Now, obviously, there are other leagues out there. Obviously, I want you guys to come over to RWB, whoever's watching. But if for some reason you run in Europe, South America, Asia, countries outside of the US, and you find a different league with guys and it'll help you during the pandemic, have at it.
Indeed, 100% agree with you.
Yep.
What's the consensus that you're seeing from the guys?
I'm seeing Red Bull, 2 Red Bull, 1 full sim, and 1 G-Bub.
And one Jeep up. Well, you know
So I
what? Let's
say
go. Do
let's.
you want to do a full sim? I say we go to Red Bull. Let the viewers see the other track we're going to be racing on. What do you think?
You know what? I think that does sound like a good idea.
All right, let me go ahead and change that, folks. I'm gonna clear my screen out here really quick so you don't have to see me going through all this crazy stuff
Yep.
on my side. And once again, I just want to say, hey, thanks to Dave at Detailing Group for your sponsorship of our season this season. And those of you that know anybody, or excuse me, those of you that know anybody that are e-racers, bring them on by to us. If you know anybody that likes steel detailing better than racing, go talk to Dave. Detailinggroup.com. He's always looking for good talent. He's U.S. based, so he's looking primarily for people that are U.S. based so that the time zones match up. And if you want to know more about what they do, detailinggroup.com, and you can check them out. All right. I
Yeah.
got
Now let me
Redbull up
ask you
here.
something. What is detailing group?
It's funny that you should ask that. I have known, like I said, I've known Dave since he started the company. Um, I always I have like an elevator pitch, so to speak, that I use. It may not be what he does, but if those folks that are watching the race, you see these buildings and structures and everything that you keep showing up, but uh, essentially, you got somebody has this great idea to build this big building that has all kinds of steel to hold it all up and make it stand and be put together and all that kind of stuff. And the the somebody comes up with this really pretty drawing, then they get somebody to design how it's going to have to be put together so it doesn't fall down, and then they decide, okay, we want to build this thing, we need to get all the steel that's in it made and put together. And so these steel fabricators reach out to companies like Detailing Group, who is probably the premier detailer in the country. um, and and I'm not just saying that. I'm just saying, knowing what I know about the company and the awards that they've received from places. But the fabricators reach out to groups like Detailing Group and say, "Hey, we got this job, and there's all this metal that needs to get put in there." And so what happens is guys like Detailing Group get all the drawings of all the steel and concrete and things like that that are going to go into this structure. And basically they rebuild the entire building in, it looks like AutoCAD, the wireframe modeling. But they go through every single quote detail of the drawing, every joint, weld, bolt, and all the stuff that makes all the steel go together. And they make sure that it meets minimum tolerances so that the steel fabricators can build these pieces of metal in the factory, assemble some of it there, and then bring the rest of it out to the job site to be built. And that's how steel structures are kind of designed and put together. And so I think they go. I think the tolerance is like 1/16 of an inch that they have to get to keep these buildings from falling down. So there's a lot that they have to do. Um, as a matter of fact, the they do like this new stuff now called laser point clouds. So they can go out into like the out in the field where the building's gonna be, and they can like do 3D modeling of the area to make uh, all of the stuff work together. And then on top of that, they can take the drawings that a detailing group does and feed those drawings digitally to the manufacturer of the steel, and it can just input it right into the CNC machines to cut all the pieces. So I mean, it saves so much time and energy and work to do these 3D modelings, and I'll find out more. I'm pretty sure there's a way to actually use that VR, virtual reality, or what do they call it when it's not all virtual, but it's like assisted reality or something, where you like
I believe so.
it's something like that. So basically, they can walk out into the area, put these goggles on, and see the building as it would stand while it's there, and walk around it and do some cool stuff like that. So anyway, that's part of what Detailing Group does. I'll have more information as time goes on. But anyway, there we go. So thanks, Dave, for sponsoring us this season. And if any of you know any steel detailers, have them come check them out. All right, that's enough of that. Let's see. We should probably get this thing going. It looks like everybody's about ready, right? Let me send out a little message. We're gonna start soon here. We're gonna do another 5-lapper. You know what? I better go change the amount of laps before I start this one. So let me go change that really quick, folks. Oh, I got it down to 6 laps. Perfect. Okay. All right. Is everybody on track? Actually, let's take a look. We're waiting on Kituation. Are you going to race this one or are you going to watch?
I'm going to watch. I want to observe.
All right. Well, then here we go. Looks like everybody's out there. Let me just send one more message just to make sure they know. Looks like everybody's in there. So start race. Here we go. All right. So we shall see how people handle Red Bull Ring. This will be race number 2 on the first night of racing. Red Bull Ring, turn 2, which I guess is technically turn 3,
Oh,
but it's the sharp right-hander at the end of that long straight that you folks see there on your screen. That is the make it or break it corner, in my opinion. So much hard braking all the way down into first gear on these corners. It's going to be a wild ride, and you'll see as these guys get started. See, I'm waiting
yep.
for
Now, I did
my.
get a comment here from the sponsor, David Ball. He did say it's called augmented reality.
There we go.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks
here
for the
we
correction
go.
there, David.
Thanks, bud. All right, so
Whoa, teammates fighting.
yeah, look at. Oh, who's that
People
that goes around?
spinning, Kwame.
Jack goes around. That was
Now
Jack.
we
That was
got 3
Kwame.
wide. Hold on, 3 wide between Mex, Big Red, and Jay Coda.
Oh, look at
Nope,
that.
separated a little bit.
Yes, they did.
And this is
Wow,
the
that's
turn that will
insane.
wreck people.
See if we can't get
And Jay
my
Coda
cameras going.
gets into the grass.
Ah, look at that front. Gee, Bub. We got
Yep.
the 2 Ferraris up front. Nice. It looks like is that Joey Cannoli that is making a move there on Supermax. He's looking for a spot there. Let's take a ride on board with Joey Cannoli and see how he does there. Vinny still all over his teammate Jack right behind him now. Here we go. Jack is making his move. Let's see what he does here. He's going inside on the overtake. It's about the brakes. Oh, look at that. Vinny just slams the door on him and makes him work for it. Oh, and Jack loses some
That's good
momentum, and
stuff.
that's going to bring Supermex up. Here's that braking corner. All kinds of braking happening right there. Oh. Up here we got Supermax all over Jack. Oh, look at that. He's trying to get around him. Let's just keep an eye on Supermax here. I got him multiple views here trying to see what we can see. Oh, is he making his move? He's making his move. And he gets by Jack into the final corner. Just can he stay in there?
Wow.
Oh, he goes
No, he
wide.
went way too wide.
Yeah, and that's messed up his second corner. Jack should get by him here. Oh, except Jack gets a little loose too. He didn't get a penalty for that. That was interesting. That he went that wide
That
and
was.
nothing. All right, so let's see. Let's go take a look up front here. Let's see. So G-Bub got almost a full second on his teammate. not enough to break the slipstream. So then he's still there to be able to he can stay in that 1 second mark. That's the sweet spot in these cars. About you get past the 1 second mark and you're going to lose that slipstream. So G-Bub is just there to almost break that toe. So he's just got to keep working on that. Supermax, meanwhile, he's being hunted. He's being hunted something fierce. Oh, a little bit of lag there.
Yeah, I saw that. Jack's getting a little bit janky there. It looks like his internet's starting to crash a little bit.
Oh,
But you know, he's not
there's the
let that
move.
slow him down.
There's the
Easily
move.
overtakes freaking Supermax for third position.
Yep. It's like the rest of the group is kind of split out. Joe Canoli's in the pit. He must have hit something and got some damage because there's no need for tires this early. Let's see, how is the front guys doing? Still, G-Bub cannot get away from Vinny. He is just staying right there with them. Now, I don't know if this is team orders, if they're working together, or if G-Bub's trying to pull away from him. He's almost to that second mark. And there it is. He finally got his second. Now, if Vinny is going to have some cleaner air, he might be able to bring that back up. So we'll see what happens there. Meanwhile, Jack still, he's kind of broken. He's broken away from Supermax a bit, a little over half a second.
Yep, but you know, at the same time, he is running the fastest lap of the race so far, so I imagine he's going to be in the mid 114s, maybe low 114s. Let's take a look here.
Wow.
Higher 114s. So he's at a 114.8. G-Bub, meanwhile, comes into the room, has no time to practice, and look where he's at.
Yep. He's just moving.
I love it.
Well, while he's doing that, we'll keep an eye on him as he's running around up front. His teammate is close back into the 1 second mark, so he's just right there in biting distance, and Jack is closing up as well. He's down to about 6/10 behind Vinny. Now, folks might be looking at this going, well, an eighth of a second, that's nothing. It is everything in these cars. A second's like an eternity to try to make up on somebody, right? Like, you lose, if you lose a tenth a lap at a 10-lap race, you're a second behind, and that doesn't seem like a lot, right? But in auto racing, it's everything, because these cars, and if we look, let's just look at Vinny right now. All of his last 3 laps were within 7/10 of a second difference of 3 laps. That is the consistency that these drivers are running at, where they're hitting every braking marker, every corner, everything to be that much quicker or slower each lap. And Mr. Consistency isn't here right now, and that would be J-Rod. He is Mr. Consistency, to say the very least. And you see this guy's times, and I've seen him race 10 laps in a car and be within a half a second on every lap. So you're the same way too, actually. I've seen you pull off some lap times that are just like, wait a minute, did he just do the exact same lap time as the one before?
Yeah.
All right, G-Bub coming around.
Yep, coming around. First place.
Nice. The rest of the guys rolling through. Good job, G-Bub. Nice job. So,
yeah, consistency is key when it comes to racing. I mean, they're old. Well, I wouldn't say old, but one of our dear member is Francisco. He always told us he's never a qualifier, he's a racer. So I've taken that to heart because I mean you could sit here and set the fastest lap. Like say you could set a 113 at this track and still not win the race because your times are all over the place. You could run a 113, then a 116, and then go down to 114, and you're kind of you're putting yourself in a bad situation.
Indeed.
So you always want to try to keep consistent.
Indeed. All right. Well, that was a fun little sprint race there, and we might even have time for a little bit more. But that kind of kept everybody close together for a bit, made for some pretty exciting laps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we gotta wait and let G-Bub's win come up here on the stream. That's always nice to be able to see that. So as soon as the timer runs out, yeah, the timer's got to run out. Situation is in the pits. Not sure what's going on there, but
I'm not either.
he pit on at the end of lap 3 or the end of lap 4, and got stuck in there. There we go. So he must have had a challenge with the car. So, in any case, way to go. There's a victory for G-Bub. And 6 laps at Red Bull. Good job, bud. Pole position holds it all the way through. All right. That was fun. So, this will be a lot more exciting, folks, when race day comes along, just so you know. We will have these guys fighting for points. Right now, of course, this is practice. So we got to keep that in mind. We're doing short little sprints just to let these guys get on the track and drive around each other, get used to who's braking, how certain people approach corners and things. We do a lot of practice at RWB to make sure that we can all drive safely. Like I said, heavy damage is on for these cars, right? And the last thing anybody wants to do is damage their car and have to pit, because that is the end of your race. You can't really come back from that unless everybody else has the same problem, right? So, all right, we're gonna do another one of these, my friend. But you got to get out on that track and see if you can't challenge G-Bub, right?
Oh yes.
Oh yes, he
Let's
says.
have some fun. Let's have some fun.
I'm gonna do one more time. Oh,
Yep,
I
looks like
spelled
we
that
do have
wrong.
enough time for one more. Yeah.
One or more time.
Owner. Owner. Sir, that is Ohio slang.
Is that what it is?
No. Just felt like saying that.
Okay. Let me go here, and it's reverse grid, so now he'll have to start at the back, so that's good. And Supermech says hold. Okay. Let me just tell him okay. Give these guys a chance to take a quick break. Give
Yep.
us a chance to say thank you again to 12 Ounce Sports. Thanks for having us on. I hope those of you watching over there are enjoying yourself and are getting psyched up for the races coming up. I know all of us are, and make sure you check them out. They got a lot of sports programming, uh, various types of things. Soccer, football, real life sports, not esports like what we're doing. But they have lots of other stuff that they do. I think they even have like yoga stuff. If I remembered seeing something on the schedule about that. So there should be details in the description. If I forgot, I apologize. We kind of did a hurry up to get this one together for tonight, but we'll have more stuff later on. Um, but yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having us by, and I know they need people to come visit some of their sponsors, so go check them out. I know they got Amazon there that um, that they work with. So, you know, take care of them there. The rest of you, anybody
Yep.
watching on social media, you know, hit us up with some comments. We'd love to hear from you and get your input. What would you like to see in a race, and what would you like to see done in our commentary? Let's
Yep.
see
So it looks
now.
like everybody's about ready.
All right, Supermax ready? Supermax ready? Oh, he is
Yep.
ready. All right, here we go.
Cool. Now I
Good
get to
luck, my
start in
friend.
front again. What the heck?
Did you say you get to start in front again?
Yup. But I'm gonna rock a different livery here.
Are you now?
I figure this one will be fitting.
There you go. Oh, is that the? I can't see it yet. Is that an RWB livery?
Yep, that is the RWB livery.
Red, white, and blue livery. There you go. Well, you know what? I realize already that I kind of messed up our stream a little bit because it says it's qualifying, which it's not. But all right, into turn one. Kitchuation gets ahead of Cupcake. The two BWTs side by side. Oh, they get a little bundled up there. J Coda gets a little stuck in the weeds there. Two Red Bulls side by side. Oh, that looks awesome. I like those Red Bull liveries. Look at all these cars. Oops. Just coming through Haas. All these red cars and blue cars. Oh, into the corner. Kwame holds the inside. Nicely done. Everyone's still kind of bundled up back there. It is the first lap after all. Kitchuation still running around in first position there. But he's got somebody following him behind. Somebody sweet and tasty. Oh, Joey gets a little sideways. Look at this battle going on. There's so much happening right here. Let's get to hope my stuff is not working right. All right. Supermex is in a Red Bull sandwich right now. And hitting his overtake to try to get out of there. Oh, and he gets a little bit nudged over by Kwame, kind of gets him out to the outside. And I gotta get my spectating goggles back on here. Here we go. For G-Bub, he's got, whoa, he gets tapped from behind by Big Red, but he survives it. All right. Let's see, here we go. Kwame following Supermex nice and close. This is going pretty good here. And, oh, you know what? I missed it. You didn't even say you got past the guy. So Cupcake up to first. He's going to set some pretty blistering lap times is my guess. Well, I see what happened. I lost a piece of equipment, folks, but I can still make this all happen. So that's why we do practice. So we don't have a lot. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Looks like G-Bub. Oh, gets a little nudge by his teammate, but he comes out of it all right. So that's our last race winner, and he's got to work his way up from the back, and he's having a really tough time getting that done. Oh, wow. Kwame locks him up, but stays on the course. That was close. Looks like Cupcake is getting along nicely up there. Kitchen's not letting him get too far away. About a second and a half, which, like I mentioned earlier, is kind of like an eternity. take a look here. We'll keep an eye on third place because third place is getting pretty busy. Kwame under attack. Let's look back and see with this in this corner. Okay, G-Bub dives inside. Oh, Kwame goes really wide. Oh, he almost loses it in front of everybody. Oh, that was close. Oh, that was close. Vinny takes advantage and gets a twofer and gets around Kwame and G-Bub. And now he's got his sights set on Jack. G-Bub, meanwhile, is still there to harass Vinny. So there they are, the Ferraris once again. This time in reverse order from the last race. Meanwhile, Joey Cannoli there in the bottom of your screen. He seems to have pulled away from Supermex a bit. And he's slowly, ever so slowly, catching up to Kituation. About 3 seconds behind as G-Bub just saves it. About 3 seconds back, he might be able to reel him in, but he's only got a couple laps left to go, so I'm not sure that that's going to happen. And G-Bub into the pits because he's got front end damage. So Big Red's, he's got some rear end damage, but he's okay. His motor's not bad, so he should be all right. Or a Kwame rather. Big Red is looking okay. Let's see, how's our number one guy doing? Just seems to be driving around like there's nobody else there with you. Feeling comfortable, I see.
Oh yeah.
That is about as red, white, and blue as red, white, and blue can get. Let's see, Kituation in Mercedes, about three and a half seconds back. Joey's got Supermex closing the gap up a little bit. So it's interesting to see. Let's, sorry folks, let me switch cameras. Let's ride on board with Joey here.
There we go, that's what I wanted.
What'd you turn? What kind of lap time?
113.7.
Whoa.
But take a look at my lap times and how consistent they are.
Let's go take a look there. Let's see. Oops. Let's see, that's 113, 114, 114, 114. Yeah, that looks pretty consistent. That's basically, what, 4 laps within 0.8 of a second each lap? The difference? Not bad, my friend.
Yep.
Not bad. That's how you get it done. Mr. Consistency there. Joey looks like he's doing okay as far as things go. Kituation is on his last lap, so as long as he holds it together, he should be able to get second place. Now, this will be really interesting when these races get into, I think this one is 23 laps, the final will be. So,
Yep.
you know, with the pit strategies and fuel strategies and all of that, it's going to be interesting. Yep, there we go. Nice job, Big Red. That's the other thing too, is you gotta, in this series, you have to bleed off those penalties before you cross the line. So the other thing we do in RWB, for a lot of the people following here, think, well, that's just a video game. People are going to crash into each other and just to get the spot back. And that's not how we do it out here. Oh, J. Coda in the sand. The way that we do it at RWB is we, if we're responsible for causing any kind of an incident to somebody else, then that's, you know, our way of giving back is we have to, and it's required or you're penalized for it, you have to slow down and allow the person that you caused an incident to regain their position. and to get past you, and that is your penalty for doing that, for ruining their race. So uh, it makes it for a lot cleaner racing, and also just plain nice. You know, keeps people more honest. As Jay Cota limps his broken car across the line, he's got a busted engine in the rear end of his car, and there we go. So that's how we roll here at RWB, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. We got to end our stream here in about 9 minutes. Make room for whoever's coming next here at 12 ounce. So I want to thank everybody for coming on by. Cupcake, thanks for joining me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. Thanks for having me on. It was excuse me. It was a lot of fun streaming and co-commentating with you.
It's always a good time, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
All right.
all
Well,
day,
folks.
every day.
All right, folks. Well, Cupcake, you hang out here with me. I'm gonna go ahead and let this stream end, and I'll be right back to you, folks. Thanks a lot for coming, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Oop, I got the wrong. Sorry, I got the wrong thing on here. Whoops. Hold on. Where's my stuff? See, this is why. This is why I try to do all this stuff. Here we go.